Hello and welcome to the podcast Soul Stretch with me, Denisa. Today I have my first ever guest, my
Hi
friend
guys.
Ivsi, and she has no idea what we're gonna be talking
I actually
about.
have no idea what we're gonna talk about. I just heard that you want to start your new podcast, and then you invited me to be her first guest. So thank
Yes,
you for
we.
that.
I'm very happy that you're here and you agreed to be part of of the beginning of this podcast, for which I have a big vision. Let's see where it goes. But today we're in Bulgaria at Lake Pancharevo.
Oh, there is there is a duck there.
Is a duck?
Yes.
Cute. I think it's the only animal here right now. But as you can tell by the title of the podcast, Soul Stretch, the idea is to stretch our souls,
Yeah.
to have like a yoga session for our souls and go deep into topics that I feel that are important to many of us who want to seek a bigger reason, to seek a bigger vision maybe for themselves and why we are here on this planet and how we can make the most of it.
I love the concept.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with, can you first introduce yourself and say who or what has inspired you the most on your journey?
Okay, well, that's a deep question. We're starting off with
starting
stretching the
there.
soul. We're stretching the soul over here. So my name is Ivelina. I'm from Bulgaria, a classical Balkan girl. You can find me on socials as Balkan Girl Talking. And for the past 2 years, I've started really working on my social media channels. And my plan is to become a full-time YouTuber. Not an influencer, like I've never wanted to be just an influencer promoting wow tea or something, but a content creator overall. I've always been very expressive. Actually, I will start from the very beginning. So I was born in the hood in Lulin, which is like, I'm not gonna call it a ghetto, it's just in the outskirts of Sofia. And life there is a bit rough and it's a bit tough. So from the very beginning of my life, I've always been very expressive. I've always looked for the spotlight. I've always been very social. So every time, for example, when guests would come over to our house, I would do a performance for them. Like any kind of performance. I would sing, dance, say funny stuff. Anything overall. And I like to say that I'm street smart, and I never take myself too seriously, maybe because I don't come from a privileged background. So
I think that's an awesome skill actually, and I found that people who are intelligent, they also have that skill in common, that they don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, for example, I mean, Donald Trump doesn't take himself seriously.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. We all came from the same place, which is the stomach of a woman, right? And everyone starts from zero almost, like depending on your background, but still everyone starts from zero, growing. Especially when it comes to the soul, the growth of the soul. Let's put aside the money part for now. So, I mean, it's important skill.
Yeah, I guess so.
So what else? Tell me about what was your dream as a kid and what inspired that, and is it the same inspiration that you had before that you have now as well?
Well, I never really had a dream to be a princess, for example. Every little girl wants to be a princess. So not necessarily, but I remember I loved pussycat dolls. and I just wanted to be like them for some reason. Like, remember there was a city channel, like the city channel on the TV was a music channel like MTV, but we didn't have MTV at the time. But all those American singers would be there, Pussycat Dolls, Cat Devuna, etc. And I just loved performing, watching them perform, dance, sing, and I loved doing that. I started my first business when I was 8 years old. So during summertime, my mom and dad, they would send us to the village where my granddad used to live, and we would spend the whole summer there. And for those who don't know, in Eastern Europe, the summer holidays are 3 months. They don't have like one, because you know, for example, in the UK, it's only a month holiday.
Yeah.
So, and because it was so boring, and you know, there was no internet, no social media, nothing. Like we didn't even have cable TV at the time, so you had to entertain yourself somehow. In my village, my mom would, every time we would go there, my mom would just store their old clothes of me, my sister, my mom, my grandma, everyone. So I decided to sell those clothes. And
that's crazy for a kid.
I was making a lot of cash, you know. I was making a lot of cash because my granddad, he used to be a mechanic. He used to fix cars, and he had his little garage. And next to his garage, on the, как казваш, на оградата.
On the fence?
Yes. So the fence used to be, you could sit on it. I don't know how to explain it. But it wasn't a straight fence. You also had this bit where you can sit on it. So I would sort and plate all the clothes, and I would just wait for customers. And because there was a lot of seasonal workers in my village, in the afternoon, all those seasonal workers would come down to the center of the village to go to the shop, to go to the cafe bar thingy. And they would pass by our house, because our house used to be on the main, it still is on the main street in the village, in the center of the village. So there is no way they can't see me. Like everyone who came to the center of the village saw me. And people bought, like I remember the first week I sold all the clothes. And at the time, I remember there was this one time where I earned 50 level. 50 level before 20 years was a lot of cash for a kid.
True.
Yeah. And
especially also, even now, even if the prices have changed, for a kid 50 level is a lot.
Yeah. Even nowadays, for a kid 50 level is a lot. So that's 25 euros, just to give a perspective.
That's crazy.
And my granddad, he used to joke and say that some days I would make more money than he makes, because in a village, not everyone has not every day someone breaks a car, you know, it's a village. So there were some days where I made more money than him, and that was my first business. And from then on, I just I used to have when I was in school, I think I was 6th grade here in Bulgaria, so that means I was around 10 years old. 10 years old, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friend, my best friend at the time, we decided to make an online series. Yeah. So,
okay.
I don't even know how to translate it. Прелюбодейците и любовта.
No idea.
Imagine, like, because I was just so inspired by the Turkish soaps and the Spanish soaps, like telenovelas. So it was about love and betrayal.
But who are the characters?
Me and my friend, me, my best friend, and 2 boys. And at the time, my best friend's mom, she was working in the national Bulgarian radio, and they had a printer. And you know, back in the day, we're talking 2010, nobody had a printer at their house. I don't know, at least not where I used to live. It was how do you say, if you needed to print something, you would go to a printer shop. So she had a printer, and we made on Word, I think we made the leaflets, and she printed them at her work, and we gave out everyone a leaflet so they can come and watch live.
Wow, so you were good at marketing even back then.
Yes,
If you
yes.
think about it.
Yes. So that was then. I don't even, because guys, I don't even have a script. Like Danny said, we haven't discussed what we're going to talk about. So these are the first milestones that come into my.
No, that's crazy.
Maybe it doesn't sound too serious, but
No, I think actually it's a great start because it shows your entrepreneur mindset even from a small kid.
yeah.
And now you still have it in you. You want to create
Yeah.
something for yourself. You know, you don't want to work only for other people, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong of working for other people. At the end of the day, that's how we learn, right?
Yeah.
But I also think there's something very powerful about wanting to create something on your own.
I've always dreamed big, you know, like I've always
Yeah,
had a big
me
vision
too.
for myself.
Me too. So, can you tell me about now? Is there someone, maybe a person, who inspires you the most or has shaped who you are? A person or a thing? Maybe a book?
Place. A
A
book.
place, yeah.
I would say university for me was because at school I was never focused. I was always the one talking, ruining discipline. They always used to change my seat, so I stopped talking to everybody, but I kept talking to everybody. And I was never really eager to do my homework. But when I started university, I really liked it because I had the freedom to choose what I want to study. My mom and dad, they've never been people that would tell me you should study law, for example.
Yeah.
They've never been like that. So they told me pick whatever you want to study because you're gonna be the person who actually studies that. So I picked journalism, then I have a minor degree in psychology and my master's is in digital marketing. And I chose journalism and I just really enjoyed it. And my lectures, my professors in university, they were just such motivators that I think those are the real influencers, you know?
So true. I totally agree with you.
So university really shaped me as a person
Yeah.
and it made me really believe in myself because I mean, they were advertising was still a subject you could study in university a few years ago, but before advertising was even a subject in university, all you had is journalism because that's communication skills.
Do you think we can actually go inside here? Because
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
bottles. You sure?
Yes,
Okay.
I've come here
Okay,
before.
sorry. Yeah, continue.
So yeah, I would say university really shaped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had an idol. Like when you ask me like this, I can't think of one person that's always been
Okay.
an idol for me.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a person. I also, for me, university also played a big role in my life and definitely changed like my whole personality. I was a totally different person before I went to study abroad in the UK in
Yeah,
university.
tell me about that
I
because I think you've mentioned that before and I just can't believe that you've been more introverted and stuff.
I was a totally different person. I was super shy, and even though I've always dreamed big, I don't think I ever knew the possibilities or the opportunities a person can have, the extent of the opportunities, I would say. And so when I decided to study abroad, I knew that I wanted to be in the UK, and I wasn't taking no for an answer. So I did, yeah. And I remember my grandma was saying, "Oh, but why don't you just apply to at least one Bulgarian university, just in case?" And I was like, "No, like
That's not
it's
even an option for
exactly.
you.
It's
That's not
either-
even an option.
It's either that or nothing." But I must say that one of the people that I'm really grateful for is one very close family friend who actually gave me that strength and motivation. He made me believe that whatever I want, it will happen. So I'm very
How did he do that?
honestly, I don't even know how we got close, but we are still to this date family friends. I even was the wedding photographer at his wedding.
Oh.
So he He's from Plovdiv, right?
Okay.
It's so funny because I imagine him
isn't that-
listening to that.
Isn't
But
that very far from where you're
it
from?
is, but his dad and my dad, they're best friends. And his dad, he comes to Silistra very often.
Okay.
So they hang out. And he comes with his dad quite often to
Okay.
Silistra because also the mom of his dad also lives in Silistra. Okay, you get the link. So when he would come to Silistra, we would always go out, with our parents. And he's older than me. Actually, I'm not sure how much older he is, but maybe like 5 years older. So he had already, studied there. I think started working by the time I was about to go and study there. So he was like a big inspiration for me because he went to the UK without much money. I don't know what the level of his English was back then when he went for the first time, but
Probably
I just
wasn't
know,
fluent.
maybe, I'm not sure. He might have been fluent, but what I know is that he did fight a lot, to grow there. And he saw the big opportunities that a person can have there when they study there. So he encouraged me to actually go there and just fight for what I want. So this was the first person that actually gave me that strength and motivation and encouragement.
Because it's different when your family members tell you, oh, you can do it, because of course they believe in you. Okay, maybe not of course, but most...
I think the difference is that, for example, my parents, yes, they always supported me, but they didn't go through it. So it's like it's different when someone had already gone through it. And has like a totally different mindset,
I see.
They even give you like the proper tips that you need to how to succeed, not just the encouragement.
And why did you pick the UK?
Actually, I'm not sure. I just remember London was like a big dream of mine.
Really?
Yeah, and
because I know people dream of New York, people dream of LA, people dream of Paris.
For me, it was London. Actually, at that time, around 12th grade, so I was 18 years old, I had a boyfriend. And we were both actually dreaming about London, living in London. But if you ask me now, I wouldn't live in London. I don't dream of London. Don't get me to London, okay? But I'm still grateful, I experienced living in that city and also in the country as a whole, because it can give you a lot.
Yes, it can give you a lot.
It can give you a lot for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's trash and no one should go there for sure. But it really depends in what stage you are, what you want from life, a lot of these things. Because right now I'm at a stage where I really want comfort. I've lived for 7 years with different roommates, and I just need my comfort right now.
Nothing feels better than home, to be honest. I think it's good to live, because I lived in London for 7 years as well, and nothing feels better than being home, that's for sure.
Well, that's true, yeah. One of the best feelings that I love is when I come back from a place and my family and friends welcome me. Or, when I arrive at the airport or at the train station, bus station, and someone comes to pick me up, this is like literally my favorite feeling, because it feels like someone is waiting for you,
Yeah.
And actually, I had this moment in Milan. I had a boyfriend back then for a very short time. And
no greetings to him.
No greetings to him. I mean, I wish him well, but but
wish him all the best, but no greetings.
But so we were together at that time, and I had gone just for a couple of days to the UK because one of my closest friends was graduating. So when I finished my trip in the UK and I went back to Milan, I was really, really hoping that he would come to pick me up from the bus station, not even the airport, the bus station.
Oh, the central bus station.
Exactly.
Centrale.
Exactly, Milano Centrale. And he didn't even come. And it was
No.
so close to his place. And I'm like,
Why didn't he
this,
come?
because
It was an effort he didn't want to
no,
make.
no, like this was at the time when we had a rough conversation where I understood he didn't want to continue with our relationship.
Okay.
And I think he didn't want to show more,
Intention.
exactly, more intention. But to me, this is
That's
a
so
simple
trash, though.
gentleman.
Yeah, that's just being
gesture,
a gentleman
you know?
and just basic manners. That's not even for me showing intention.
Especially that we started as friends, you know, this is like the least.
Yeah.
So for me, this is very important. You know, this is a way to show me that you love me. Doesn't matter as a friend or, you know, or a boyfriend. Just to show that you care for someone, you know,
Yeah.
that you're happy that they're back. Literally the best feeling. Which I think sometimes I underestimate because you know, my mom would mom would message me probably every day to ask how I am, and sometimes I would think, like, I already told you yesterday I'm fine, you know, but like literally that's something that not many
People would care
exactly,
to ask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyways, back to the questions. I have a question for you. Do you no how did you get to where you are today, and when you look back, what achievement makes you the proudest so far?
I would say, of course, after my education, because I'm very proud of my education. I have a bachelor, a minor, and a master's degree. But apart from that, I'm very proud of growing my social media channels, I would say.
And how long
Because
did it take?
you know what it is? It's not even about posting and making videos. It's about having the courage to put yourself out there.
That's so true.
It requires confidence and believe in yourself. Because yes, of course it's cringe. When I look at my old videos, they're so cringe. I can't watch myself, but still I admire myself for having the courage to do that. And you know what gives you confidence? When you say you're gonna do something and you do it. That's how you believe in yourself, because you know if you say it, you go forward with your word. Stick to your word, essentially. And I remember, because after I graduated university, I started working for this big advertising agency, which is one of the top three advertising agencies in Bulgaria. And I was working for Jack Daniels, which at the time felt like living the dream. And it was because I graduated university and I'm working for like a worldwide brand, which was a big achievement for me. Until this day, I'm very proud of achieving that. And I remember to start in the advertising agency, I emailed the CEO of the agency with in the subject of the email. I wrote why you should take me as an intern, and in the email I justified why she should take me as an intern for an internship. And then they called me the day later and they said, come.
I actually really like this approach, because most of my successful job applications were exactly through this process. I directly went to the source, so I directly emailed,
pitched them.
Exactly, the management, the bosses, whoever it needs to be, because this is the way you stand out. You don't go through the normal process and
applying.
Yeah. So I really like
Yes,
that.
of course, but here we are talking about not big worldwide companies, because if you email Google, nobody's gonna reply to you. But I mean,
depends. If you email their general email, probably not. But if you go to LinkedIn, you find someone from the upper management.
Okay, girl.
Why not?
Okay, girl. And then you headhunt them on LinkedIn.
Exactly. Or you find an event where their management would attend. You go there, you meet the people in person, and you talk to them. Okay. And that's how it's done.
Okay. Sounds like a very American approach.
I think that's the best approach.
Yeah.
You show personality, and determination.
Yeah, you're right. No, I really like that. Yeah. I haven't thought about headhunting someone on LinkedIn, but
oh yeah,
I'm just not a LinkedIn person. Maybe that's why.
I know, but actually, I really like LinkedIn. It's my favorite platform for job hunting because there's so much information there. Like all the
Yeah.
people working in this company,
Who are they? What they
exactly.
do?
Even their pictures, you know, it's
Their
like
families, their dog, all their weekend achievements.
Exactly. So you can get a lot from that platform, or you can get noticed quite fast and easily if you start posting on there your achievements, and
Yeah.
someone can actually find you instead of you looking for a job.
I know, but I just find it so cringe.
Depends how you make your posts.
I think Elon Musk, he had a quote about LinkedIn people that they make his toes crow.
That's funny.
And that's no, to be honest, sometimes that's how I feel because I go on LinkedIn and someone just posts like the most irrelevant achievement ever. For example, he did a Italian cooking class on the weekend. And then they post that, and you know what? It's not even the Italian cooking class; it's the way they write about it. They overhype it.
I'm thrilled to announce that I had a very fun cooking class on Sunday with my dog.
Achieving my weekly goals from the very beginning of the year. I've been overachieving. I woke up at 3 a.m. Then I went to an Italian cooking class. I read the book. I walked the dog. I fixed the roof.
Yeah. Sometimes it's cringy, but to be fair, it works because people notice you. Because not many people would do it exactly this way.
Yes, it works because I have friends and people that I know that actually get headhunted on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever headhunted me on LinkedIn because I don't post anything.
Yeah, it's normal. It's like in every platform or job. Like if you don't do the job or something particular, no one will notice you.
Yeah.
I'm also I also like the idea of sending something physical through post in a way to get their attention and get you a job.
Okay.
So
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, I've heard this way through, I think, the Diary of a CEO, the podcast.
Everybody talks about this
oh my
podcast.
God, bro, this is like a podcast with so much valuable information.
Okay, maybe I should listen to it. Yeah.
But
everybody keeps mentioning the Diary of the CEO.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the number one podcast in the UK, at least. I'm not sure about the world, but at least the UK. But yeah, he was mentioning how someone actually sent, was it I might be totally wrong, but I think they sent like a pack of bottles of something to promote something. I'm really not sure. Or I remember someone would send them an email saying how they think that the video is not performing because this and this is how they would do it. So in a way that they're already doing work without them even asking to show what they're capable of. So they can actually consider.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, there's so many ways, but people have to be more creative.
Yeah.
I think most of the time people are just want to do the least and get whatever.
The best,
whatever.
So what's your biggest achievements? What are you proud of?
Well, a lot of things, but if I have to say one thing, I think it's pushing myself to do more than I think I can do, to go outside of my comfort zone.
I feel like you're constantly doing that though. You're one of those people that constantly goes out of their comfort zone. I mean, you're a DJ also. I mean,
that's one of the things, one of the times I pushed myself like a lot to do that, not just doing the DJ course, but mainly to do the DJ gig in Ministry of Sound in front of so many people.
I mean,
as a person who is not 100% extrovert, believe me, that was a big push. I was like so nervous.
What was it like? Tell me. How many people were there? What was the feeling? You told me that your family came to watch you.
My parents came,
That's amazing.
To London. I had booked a very nice apartment with my savings, which was near Ministry of Sound. with on very high floor, top
Penthouse.
view. Well, something like
Okay.
that, but a very tall, building. Near the club, like walking distance, because I didn't want them to. I thought if they want to leave at any time, they can, do it without traveling a lot.
Yeah.
That was my thought. But also my mom, she was telling me, oh, you should sleep with us in the apartment, not go to your, because where I used to live, the first house where I used to live in London, it was quite far.
Everything in London is just
Yeah,
quite far.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to travel 3 hours one way, and everybody's
Yeah.
like, "Well, it's a bit far,"
a little bit. And like most people, they don't want to go outside of their area. So when you go out, it's a big struggle, where to go out to
Yeah.
have fun. But anyways, so I booked an apartment there, and the night before. Oh, let me tell you actually how the actual gig got booked.
Okay, yeah,
So-
yeah, I want to know that.
Yeah, so long story short, it was the pandemic 2020 when I was scrolling on my phone and I saw this reel of two girls DJing, and I thought, oh my god, like if I have a side job, this would be the only job that I would be doing. That was my thought process at that time.
DJing.
Yeah, DJing. I was like, this is so cool. And and at that time I was struggling to decide what I want to do after this whole pandemic has finished.
Yeah.
So I was staying at home in my
Did you work at the time?
No, because I had just graduated from university. So I go back to my hometown, Silistra, which is a small hometown for anyone that doesn't know. But I was staying there. I had graduated technically. No graduation ceremony because of the virus.
Pandemic.
Yeah, nothing. Not even. We were supposed to have like a photography exhibition as part of my, final year.
Yeah.
Studying photography, and so that was cancelled. Everything was cancelled. My parents lost a lot of money because they had booked flights to see me for the photography exhibition. So I was scrolling on my phone at home and I saw this clip of two DJs DJing, and I was thinking, oh my god, like I would really like to do this. So I quickly started looking for DJ courses in London, because first of all I was thinking, if I'm gonna be a DJ,
You have to go to
to
do
the
a course.
best
Yeah.
to the best school for
Yeah.
DJing.
You're gonna become the best. If you're gonna be a DJ, you're gonna be a good DJ. That's just such a Balkan mentality. If you're doing that, you're either the best or nothing.
Yeah, it's so true. So what I did was I found a DJ course, and then I found a job that I started as a video editor, and I started working fully remotely from Silistra. I was working for 1 year, I think, from Silistra remotely, and then I decided to move to London.
What were you working remotely?
Video editing.
Okay.
Yeah, for this.
Maybe we should tell people what's your profession actually.
So yeah, my profession right now is video editor, social media manager, photographer.
Everything creative.
Yeah, I would say everything creative involved, I'm there. But that's the main things that bring me money: video editing and social media management. So after 1 year working remotely from Silistra as a video editor, I moved to London, and thankfully this company, they had an office in London, so they just made a new contract for me. So I started working remotely from London for the same company as a video editor, and at the same time I started doing the DJ course.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. So I don't remember how long I was doing the DJ course for, but let's say about 6 months, I think. So 6 months courses, and when I finished
6 months. Oh wow.
6 months for 3 levels. I did the beginner, intermediate, and pro.
Oh, okay, girl. A little overachiever here. If you're gonna be a DJ, you're gonna be a good DJ.
Exactly. And that was in London Sound Academy. Great, by the way, academy, great facility.
You recommend?
I recommend, yeah, tutors, everything amazing. And why I decided to go there is because on their website they were advertising how, by the way, we have to see how long
We're 35 minutes.
Okay, so we
We have more time.
Okay. On their website they were advertising that when you graduate from that academy, you get the opportunity to DJ in big clubs in London.
Okay.
And
They
also,
send you there. They work with them.
Exactly, they're partners. And I think, I don't remember if that was the only thing that they were advertising, or also advertising the fact that they also organize tours in Ibiza. Yeah, so that's how it happened. So anyways, that definitely attracted me, like great advertising, because I went there, I finished the course in 6 months time, and when I finished it, like I was confident I can DJ, but at the same time I wasn't confident enough to DJ in big clubs in front of
Yes, of
audience.
course. You just graduated.
Yeah.
It takes courage.
and my mom was like, come on, when are you going to be DJing? Because we have to book the tickets. And I'm like, don't pressure me, like I just graduated.
Are you gonna DJ or not?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, come on, like book now, because we have to know if we're coming, when we're coming, we have to book the tickets.
You have to plan.
Exactly, the prices of the tickets are increasing fast. Yeah. And then I was like, I remember one time I went to, after I graduated, I went to, I think, so the last lesson I had, after that, 1 week later or 2 weeks later, I went just for a training session. So I booked the studio for myself to DJ. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. So I went to the Facebook group, which you join when you graduate. And this is where all the opportunities are listed. And I just signed my name. Okay, Denise, no, not Denise. You have to type your DJ name. So my name is DJ Damakupa.
Yeah.
So I typed DJ Damakupa, Ministry of Sound, and the date.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You
oh
go,
my
girl. You
God,
go,
like,
girl.
I'm feeling so stressed, but I have to do it, now or never.
Yeah.
So I just did it, and I told my mom, I booked it. You can now
Book
book
the
your tickets. And I was like, okay.
We're booking.
Yeah, booking the tickets. So they came, and on the night of my gig, I remember so my mom, my dad, and me, we were in the apartment that I had booked for them. And I had already, prepared this outfit. Like I had bought a red wig.
Yeah, I remember
red
you
long
said.
wig.
Yeah.
And I put it on. I put my long also gloves, long red gloves, and I'm all in the movie, But I'm super stressed, and I couldn't eat all day because of that. And my parents are there eating gyros in front of me. I'm like, I can't. My mom was like, no, you have to eat a little bit, you're gonna get sick. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't. So I tried to eat a little bit.
The excitement is keeping you full.
Yeah, and my mom, I think she gave me some pill to make me calm down, but I don't remember if it worked much. Anyways, we went to the club. They had given me a VIP bracelet.
Oh,
how crazy is that?
Girl, how did that feel?
I mean, I really felt special. Like a star.
Yeah, of course.
So I get the VIP bracelet. I go inside with my parents. And so in Ministry of Sound, there's 4 rooms that you can DJ in.
Okay.
One of them is the main room where the really big DJs DJ. Then there's I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, let's say the lobby room, because it's when you enter, there's bar and there's a DJ a little bit higher than the bar. Then there is another room on the second floor. I don't remember what it's called, but there's like a little room with an extra bar and DJ booth as well. And the 4th room is where I DJed. It's called the box room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also on the ground floor where the main room is, but different direction.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a big room, but depending in which room you are, you have to play exactly this type of genre of music.
Okay, and what's your genre?
I was playing EDM.
Okay, EDM?
Oh,
EDM.
So like
okay,
the
girl.
Martin Garrix, David Guetta, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is actually very hard to DJ, to mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Electronic
go from
music is hard.
Yeah, house is easy. but electronic is very. Also, the other one, drum and bass, is very hard.
Really?
Oh my god! Like, because it's like so fast. Very hard.
So
yeah.
everything that's fast,
Yeah, yeah,
it's hard.
because it's hard to.
Do you wanna take a break a little bit?
Yeah. Because you have to, be very careful how you mix the songs. How do you think your friends and family would describe you?
Auténtica. That's I would say all my family would describe me as authentic.
Do you think the way you see yourself is the way they see you, or is it different?
I think people see me as way more bold and courageous than I feel sometimes. Because I am bold and I always challenge myself, but of course I feel, insecure sometimes.
Yeah.
If I'm good enough to do this, like what was it called? That syndrome before you start something, when you don't believe in yourself that you can do it.
Oh, I don't remember.
There was a syndrome. Yeah.
I don't remember, but I know exactly what you mean, actually, because I feel like it's the same for me. Because I always hear, people saying, "Oh my God, like I can't believe how courageous you are,
Yeah.
and I want to be like you." And I'm like, "What? Like, I don't see myself that."
You don't feel that courageous.
No, maybe at times I'm like, "Oh my God, like did I do this?"
Yeah.
But most of the times I'm like, just trying to fight with myself
To do it, yeah.
So I guess what you mean. I find it very interesting how, depending on which person you talk to, everyone sees you in a different light, through a different perspective, different eyes.
How would you say your family and friends describe you?
I would also say courageous. Maybe I don't care too much.
Yeah.
So that also, helps me to do courageous things.
Because you don't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah. I don't know what else, actually.
Yeah, but that was a really good question. Maybe I should ask my sister, my mom, and dad to tell me how they would describe me.
And do you believe people ever truly change, or do we just grow into more of who we already are?
I would say people change to the better version of themselves when they want to. I think everybody can be, how do they say, you are you, but you can be your good version or your bad version. You can be high vibrational or low vibrational, and it depends what you want to bring out of yourself.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I have a lot of questions, but we don't have much time, so I'm gonna see what interesting question I can ask you. Okay, everyone has something unique about them, right? What would you say is your unfair advantage? So something that you were born with, and not everyone has it.
I honestly, I think it's my sense of humor, and that I'm not gonna say I don't care what other people think at all,
Yeah.
but I almost don't care what other people think. What really frustrates me when I see in my friends or other people is when I feel that they can't fully give permission to themselves to be fully themselves because of worrying about what someone's gonna think. And this has never been a limit for me. And I think that's my unfair advantage, that I would say I'm brave enough to be myself all the time.
And do you think that your unfair advantage has helped you for something, like in life, or for getting a job, or
Yes,
I don't know?
for everything, for getting a job, for being respected by my colleagues, for having the friends that I have, because I don't try to be anything else other than myself. And the way I think is, If someone, for example, doesn't like me, doesn't accept me, or if it's a workplace and they don't think I suit the workplace, in my head it's their loss, honestly. I never think that I'm the one losing.
I like that attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
The next question on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
What does the meaning of life look like for you personally?
To be fulfilled and be proud and happy with yourself and your day-to-day life. To be happy in your day-to-day.
But what do you mean every day? Can a person be happy every day?
Not happy, but you can be, how to say, fulfilled with yourself every day if you do what you love. If you're with the people that you truly love. So if you have a happy family and you surround yourself with people that you love and they love you and you help each other grow, and you're at a place where the work that you do is something that you see a purpose in and you enjoy the most. So doing things you enjoy, I would say, is for me a successful life. If you do what you enjoy, if you can, for example, you enjoy filming videos, you make a living out of that, and you enjoy traveling, and you travel with the money that you've made whilst you are doing something that you enjoy. So your whole life this way becomes this big enjoyment.
And do you consider yourself happy, or do you feel that not yet fully happy?
No, I would say I've always thought of myself as someone very lucky, and I would say I feel truly happy because my family supports me in what I do. My family has always been, my parents, they've always let me be truly myself. You know, there are parents that they will tell you, oh, don't do that, do that instead.
Yeah.
Don't study that instead. Don't work that instead. No, if you ask them, do they believe in my profession as an influencer? Believe would be a strong word, but they support me. They're happy that I'm doing something that I'm happy with. For example, when I started studying journalism, my dad, always wanted me to be an architect, but I started studying journalism and psychology and digital marketing. For him, that's just so abstract, but he always supported me in this. So I would say I'm happy because I have the family that I have the friends that I have. I'm surrounded by people with like-minded vision, which I actually have such a support system, and I'm really grateful. Now I'm starting to feel emotional because even last week when we went to the podcast that I was invited to, the first podcast that, the second podcast I'm invited to, but the first one that I go to, and it was such a big achievement for me, you know, and being there with my friends, 5 of my friends coming to support me and being as excited as I am, I think that's successful. That's my success, having people that were there, happy with me, supporting me, excited as much as I'm excited.
That's really nice. I actually agree with that.
And as you know, the podcast turned out a little bit different than I expected, but still it didn't matter because I'm there with my friends and they support me. And when I walked in, I told you, when I walked in and I asked, because it was a podcast with a live audience, and we were selling tickets online. And I walked in and I asked, how many people are coming? And they said, only 2. And I said, those are my friends. So the two tickets being sold were for my friends, yeah.
But isn't that actually the most important thing, that you're supported by your friends? Because you can't be expected, you know, for strangers to support you the way
of course.
Friends are supporting you. So,
but I think it's such a treasure to have friends. Some people don't have friends, or their friends, they're not emotionally engaged with you, like but also I think it's because here on the Balkans we see friendship in a different way. Like, for example, I would say people in the Western world, they see friends as someone they would go out on the weekend, maybe go to a pub, go for a brunch, go for a walk, for a shopping. We see friendship as how do you say, long family? How do you say it?
Extended
family. Yeah. If you need help, you would call a friend, and nobody would think that's too much to ask for.
That's true. And you know, I was listening to this other podcast recently. I think it's called Soft on Spotify. And they were talking how actually a person, like everyone thinks that to be happy, to feel happy, you need a partner.
Yeah.
But actually, you can be fully happy without a partner, but you can't be happy without friends.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Because you know, I have friends, and I've talked to so many girls, women, like not friends, but like you see, associates.
Yeah.
And I often hear girls say, "Oh, I feel so lonely. I don't have a boyfriend." Well, do you feel lonely when you're single? And I'm like, no. I mean, I have. I mean, for example, tonight we're gathering for a watch party to
Yeah.
watch The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Today we filmed the whole day. We're constantly out doing
Yeah.
something. When I need to share something, I message in the group chat. I mean, we're actively going out, helping each other, sharing ideas and stuff like that. So I don't feel lonely, no. And I would say if you want a successful relationship, you should be full without a partner. When I say full, not full by yourself and be an individual and be selfish. I mean, you're happy with your life already. You have
Yeah.
friends, you have a social life, you're on good terms with your family, you do the things you love, you have hobbies.
You don't expect the other person to fix you, basically.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but you
To make your life fun again.
Yeah, I think I didn't fully realize it when I heard it through this podcast that it's true that you can't be happy without friends, but you can be happy without a partner. Maybe because for me, you know, this is normal. It's normal. I've always had friends. It's much easier for me to make friends than to find a partner.
Yeah, well,
So it's almost like this mirage, like you know, it's like, oh, maybe I would be fully happy when I have a partner, because it's like hard to get. You know, this
yeah.
is
But nowadays, just people, they're not so family oriented. And I think that's why most people our
yeah.
age are single. Simply because,
I don't know if that's the reason. To be fair, I feel like it's a mix of reasons.
you know what, I think is because nowadays people start thinking about a family after 30.
But also, you know what I also think? It's because nowadays people more think more about themselves than for a
Others.
family.
Yeah,
Because in the past, I think the priority was to make a family,
yeah.
while now it's first to be happy yourself and then to find a partner, because now you have much more opportunities, more freedom.
You travel, you see the
Yeah.
world, you do
Yeah.
the things you love, and then you find a partner and
Yeah.
settle down.
So you're more pretentious, I would say, people nowadays, including me. I find myself pretentious because
Yeah,
I'm
but-
trying, you know, find someone, not just someone who,
Not just anyone.
not just anyone, not
Yeah.
just anyone who they like me, they will treat me well. But if I don't feel, you know, good with them, I don't feel,
You'll
you know,
settle.
100% that this is my person, then I will not settle for that.
Yeah.
So that's pretentious, actually,
I
because
see.
I can technically make a family with someone.
I mean, technically, you can find the first person on Tinder and make a family very
Technically,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I say people nowadays seriously start to date over 30.
yeah.
And because we're under 30, it looks like a mirage. But after 30, people have traveled, have somewhat built their career, have gone to
Yeah.
therapy, have worked on
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
have tried all the hobbies they want to try, and after 30, like they're like, okay, let me start dating serious, so I can settle down now.
Maybe you're right, yeah. We'll find out in a few years, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want to be over 30 yet, but at the same time,
Well, I'm kind of ready.
30s are the new 20s, they say. And you know,
Yeah.
everybody says, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of women I've heard a lot of women say that they started feeling the most confident and the
Yeah.
most beautiful after the age of 30. Because in your 20s, you're still insecure, you're still building yourself up, going to university, starting your career, you know, you're still in the process of building yourselves, and after that, when you've established who you are, you're proud of your career, let's say, you're way more confident in yourself.
True, yeah. Because also, as you said, around 30, you most people get to the point where they have successful business. They make a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money is different for every person,
Yeah.
but they make like a good amount of money to treat themselves, to live comfortably, and maybe that's why. That's also when the man and the woman is like in the mindset of, okay, like I'm actually ready to 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 start living with someone else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But at the same time, I think what my grandma says, and I think she's right for this, even though she's old-fashioned, of course. But when you start living with someone else, the earlier you start living with someone else, the better, because when you're younger, you're more adaptable.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because imagine, I mean, you live alone from what, the age of 18?
Yeah.
And by the time you're 32, for example, that's a few years, over 10 years. And you start living with someone that, for example, doesn't clean after themselves. It's going
Oh
to
my
be a
God.
bigger issue for you than it would be if you're 20.
That's true. That's true. And also because I've experienced, living with different strangers,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
pain.
It's a pain.
It's a pain to
You have
be
to be really in
responsible.
love with someone to,
Yeah.
in order to compromise for in things in everyday life. I mean, them throwing their socks around or not
Yeah.
picking up after themselves.
But they also have to compensate for these
They
bad
have to,
traits that they have.
yeah,
Obviously, I know it has
be
to be
very
mutual.
funny, for example.
Yeah, yeah, or bring me breakfast in bed.
Bed, yeah.
Like,
You will pick up the
that's
socks as
amazing.
long as they
Exactly.
bring the
Just bring me croissants
Yeah.
in bed and fresh juice, and I'll pick up your socks.
It's okay.
And even cook for you,
No.
even though I don't like cooking.
Even cook for you. There was a joke going on social media that a Balkan girl is in love with you when she starts cooking. Because we carry it in
That's
ourselves, we do carry it inside us,
Yeah.
but it has to be the right person that brings it
Yeah.
out.
When I was 18 years old, 17, 18, and I had my first boyfriend, and I was very much in love. And at that time, I wouldn't cook anything because obviously my mom and my grandma would cook everything at home. But for our was it oh my God, anniversary? We didn't even make 1 year, but probably it was 6 months. I don't remember what month we were celebrating. And I made a cake in the shape of a heart.
Okay.
And I did it with so much
cake in
love.
the shape
Yeah.
of a heart? Okay.
And I did it with so much love.
Is that the most romantic thing you've done?
No,
Sounds very romantic.
I think
though.
I've done other things as well, but this is probably one of the things. Especially as, as a... I mean, 18 years is still a kid. So as a kid, my first boyfriend...
Yeah.
But I think with this first boyfriend,
But did the cake say I love you?
I don't think so. I think it was just in the shape of a heart. But I was shy. I remember my parents were out of town, so my grandma would see me doing this cake, and she would call my mom. Oh, she did a cake of the shape of the heart, in the shape of a heart. And I'm like, why are you telling this? Like,
it would be so funny if you do a podcast with your grandma, though.
Yeah, but
it's gonna be in Bulgarian,
Yeah.
but you can put subtitles.
Maybe I should actually do it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you feel that men and women have the same opportunities when it comes to success and money, or do you think one has it easier than others? Than the other? Men and women. Do you
No, I think everybody fights their own battles. I don't think some people have it easier than others. And also because I truly believe that in rebirth of the soul, and I truly believe that the soul chooses their life. The chooses to be in this life in order to learn the lesson that the soul has to learn in this life. So of course I'm not saying that if you for example compare person growing up in Germany to person growing up in Africa,
Yeah.
from that point of view, yes, we're not born with the same privilege, of course not. But what I mean is that you would see, for example, rich people, and you think they have it all easy, but they are actually fighting their own battles.
Okay, I agree to some extent, even though I have experienced, through my working life that men are sometimes preferred than women for some.
Oh, if you're
for
talking
some-
about this, yes, of course. Men are more privileged when it comes to
Yeah.
professional opportunities, of course. Men are always preferred, like when it comes to doctors, chefs, CEOs. How many female CEOs do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I actually kind of get it because after all, women with these hormones, we
We're
change our
made
moods all the time.
to give life.
Yeah.
Men are the,
We're not
yeah.
meant to work.
men are there to go to war. We're there to make life. Like we give
Yeah.
birth, we give life.
Yeah.
So I don't take it so offensively because yes, they pay men more, but a man's job essentially is to work and provide. A woman's job essentially is to nurture, love, give life.
Yeah.
Maybe that sounded very Eastern European of me. No, Koetva.
Не знаю. I mean, I agree. It's just, it's just... Да се върнем да му вземеш номер.
Не взимам номера на мъжа.
No, I agree, but sometimes it's frustrating, when you've worked so hard and a man gets the position that you worked for so hard instead of you just because he's a man,
Well, it actually has happened to me, but not with a man. In the advertising agency, I worked so hard for 2 years. Like, I didn't have no days off. I was working my ass off. And when it came to the time for them to promote me
Yeah.
and hire someone in my position, they hired me, another manager. And the manager...
Exactly what happened
Yeah.
to me.
And the manager, she was a female, but she was the best friend of the CEO. And she didn't even know how to make budgets. And I was, here actually, I take back what I said. Yes, we're not all privileged the same. We're not all privileged the same. I take it back, yeah. And no, I took it as such a betrayal.
Yeah.
I took it as such a betrayal at the time because I was working my ass off for 2 years straight with no days off. Like if I have a Sunday off in the month once, it would be a luxury. And I was so betrayed. I felt like it was so unfair because she didn't have the qualification, she didn't have the experience, but she was just the best friend of my boss. Not a best friend, but a very close friend.
Yeah. Well, to me, it wasn't even, a friend or someone they know. It was totally like external person, but they
What
decided
happened?
to go. Well, actually, they told me that the reason was that I wasn't in the office and they wanted someone in the office, which I get it. I guess it's much better to have a manager in person, so when people, need help, they can go to the person. But at the same time, when you've worked so hard towards something, towards being raised in the job position, promoted, and when you've trained all the new people coming, it feels unfair. It feels like
you've done the job. You've done the job to be there, and then you get to there, and they tell you, well, actually, we changed our mind.
And it feels like you're not appreciated for what you've done.
Yeah, that too.
But anyways, that's a topic for another episode because it's long. But my last question would be, if you could ask the universe one question and get an answer, what would it be?
Oh,
that's a deep question as well.
That's a very good question. I like that question so much. Can you repeat it?
Yes. If you could ask the universe one question and get an answer, what would it be?
Will I make it? I would say, will I make it? If my dreams are gonna come true, yeah. I would ask if my dreams will come true.
What do you think the answer will be?
Damn me and damn right. Damn right, they're coming your way. Don't you worry, I'm taking care of them now.
I like that.
What about you?
If I could ask the universe one question. Maybe what's my purpose?
Oh,
purpose?
that's a good one.
Because I feel like that's something that we're all looking for, you know, like what's the meaning of, like, why sometimes I do have, you know, nights when I sit with myself and I'm thinking, why am I doing all of this? Like, why am I on this earth? Like, why was I born? You know, so many deep questions. So what's my actual purpose?
That's a good one. Because when you find your purpose, you find your way.
Yeah,
You're gonna find the way yourself, but sometimes it's hard to find your purpose. You know, you see those people finding their purpose. Okay, but look at that one there. Bumped.
I think that's my new favorite place in Sofia.
I feel like that's
good views.
I mean,
water, peace.
Water, peace, and something else, girl.
Anyways, I think that's a great way to end this podcast. Thank you very much for being my first ever guest.
Thank you. I feel like the first pancake is not. I'm not the best guest, but I'm still here.
I think it was fantastic. Great conversation.
Thank you for having me as your first guest.
Thank you. And
I love the idea of the podcast, and I wish you all the best. I think it's going to be very successful.
Maybe we can say if I get to 100 episodes, I will invite you to the 100th episode. To make a full circle.
Okay, we're doing that, yeah.
Also, well, if you guys liked this episode, please like it, subscribe, comment down below.
Because there's a hype button now.
Yes, the new hype button. If there's something that you would like to say about a topic that we discussed, please write it in the comment. If you have suggestions, what I could improve, or what I could talk to in the next episodes, please also write it down. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.